Hello, everyone. Welcome to a special edition of Within the Quadrant. Today, we'll be talking about the DOD, Department of Defense. We did this a few weeks ago, and now we want to go back around it to talk about the updates with the team that we have for the DOD. And so, please welcome everybody that is on stage. And I'm going to hand this over to Ed Sott from Today's Switch magazine. Ed, take it away. Ed,
Can you hear us?
you might be frozen. AC, you want to start us out? Oh, we cannot hear you, AC.
Let me turn my microphone on. That would help. Ed has a prepared statement, so his is it's pretty comprehensive about what's going on. Essentially, what's going on is Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth and his department reduced the amount of approved religious affiliation codes from over 200 to 30 at the beginning of June. And what this means for we pagans is that our religions have been marginalized within the military. They no longer accept Wicca, paganism, Unitarian Universalism, the trough slash heathenism, Druidry, Native American spirituality, earth religions, and a whole lot of other religions. They've got it reduced now to 30 religions that they accept with 8 symbols. And our symbols aren't on there. Now, people might worry about this if they're in the military, but people that are not in the military are going to go, hey, what's the big deal? And what the big deal is this is the first step to establishing religion, which is against the First Amendment, and prohibiting the free exercise thereof, which is the second part of the religion part of the First Amendment. So this can affect other people because several of us believe that we are skating toward a theocracy in this country, whereas paganism, Wicca, witchcraft, heathenry, Druidism at all will not be recognized. They also removed atheism, agnosticism, and humanism, so you don't really have the right to practice no religion in the military anymore. What it might mean for military veterans, such as my husband and Chrissy's husband, are that there was a big fight to get our symbols approved about 20 years ago. And the Department of the VA has not changed, but because you can still get your symbols on your tombstones, but you might have to prove that this is a sincerely held belief, or your loved ones might have to approve of that after the veteran passes away. So that's a big concern, and that you'd have to have documentation that you are pagan or Wiccan or whatever your belief system is in order to get your symbol on your tombstone. Another big concern is that we would have no representation for chaplaincy, counting the numbers of military pagans, which they use in other places, such as in the prison system, in hospitals, and so forth. So hopefully Ed is going to be able to come back and talk to us here. He was having some technical difficulties.
And actually asked if we could postpone.
Yeah, announcement that we have right now, unfortunately, is due to tech difficulties for Ed on his side. We can postpone this, and we do apologize to the audience. Before we do say goodbye, though, to everyone, I just want to make sure if anybody has anything else they want to just add for today that they may be working on.
I would like to talk about what's going across the bottom of the screen, but if anybody else wants to jump in ahead of me, go ahead.
What's going on? Oh, it's. Go ahead, AC.
Okay. What's running across the bottom of your screen is Ed's organization, the oh my goodness, what's the name for it?
Pagan Rights Coalition.
Pagan Rights Coalition. Thank you very much. Which has some information about what to do about this situation. There is a address for a Discord server. You have to do the channel hashtag solidarity. It has a lot of letters on there and articles about this situation, letters that you can use to write to your congressperson. And there's also a Facebook group about this. Now, if you tune into the Facebook group, we will be posting all kinds of letters and files and information about what you can do about this. There very soon will be a website. Oh, is that Ed coming back? I hope so. Tish Owens of the Pagan Unity Festival is creating a website about this situation. And Ed's back. Let's hear his letter, his introduction that he wrote.
Ed, are you back with us?
Yeah, I'm back. I just hit me some. I'm back with you, so hopefully I'll stay back. I hope. I do apologize to everybody for the minor glitch there. My computer keeps burning out. Okay. I guess we can start. We'll start this. Hopefully I'll stay on long enough to do this. Knock on wood and fingers crossed here. Well, today we face a constitutional crisis. 250 years ago, our founding fathers established a constitution and a declaration which was solely based on the basic liberties we all have as individuals. Those primarily being the rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. They all got together to determine a course of government that would be free from tyranny of oligarchy and also of religious persecution. Two things that they were facing under the King of England. This experiment in self-governing established a democratic society where the citizens of our great nation could maintain their independence without the government dictating or interfering with basic human rights. This overlays the importance of the First Amendment of our Constitution. This amendment, which is the beginning of the Bill of Rights, states the following. Congress shall make no laws respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or the right of the people to peacefully assemble, and the petition to government to redress for grievances. This, along with other amendments which make up the Bill of Rights, set up the foundation for the citizens of our country to be able to maintain a modicum of control over their government. This was a broad experiment which had functioned in our country for 250 years. Today, however, things have begun to devolve. Our current executive branch, which is comprised of selected individuals, none of which are even qualified for their positions, but rather given their positions based upon the allegiances of the president, have gone beyond the proper actions of their branches and ignored the system of checks and balances put into place by the Constitution. Their ultimate goal is to create a theocracy, and through subterfuge and trickery, and even through their direct executive orders, have established the Religious Liberties Coalition and Department of Religion. Neither of these entities are approved by Congress or the Senate and the DOJ. They are very unconstitutional in their makeup, and they admittingly said so. These actions disenfranchise people and make it seem as though they do not count. This, my friends, is what we're really up against. If they succeed in the furtherance of their plan, we will indeed be under a theocracy, and we as citizens will not be able to practice our beliefs. Instead, we'll be all under the unlawful dictates of a Christian nationalist-dominated church. This is why we are here and why we need people to come forward. This started as a campaign to restore the chaplaincy service to its 2017 structure, which was stripped away by Hegseth, but has now gone much further. This change needs to be made. If you value religious freedom, free speech, and the right to assembly, you'll join with us and take the appropriate action to restore our rights back to the people. In truth, your voice does matter, so let's make it be heard.
Very well
What,
said.
what had happened, folks, was that a little over 4 weeks ago, about a month ago, it was announced that Pete Hegseth had removed 180 religions from the chaplaincy handbook in the Army and the military Department of Defense. They, of course, renamed Department of Defense Department of the War, and that also was not legal. And that goes against their principles and foundation as well. While doing so, they made a lot of changes that would affect the veterans. I myself being one of them, Chrissy's husband being another, AC's husband being another. Many of us that's out there would start lose, and our current brothers and sisters who are now serving will, of course, lose their representation in the department, as well as in the United States Armed Forces in general. This is of great concern. We have fought since 1986, or 85 actually, with the Detmer versus Landon Act, to have Wicca at least recognized by the military to start this process up. It was 2007 that we actually managed to get the pentacle on the grave markers on Arlington Cemetery. Then 2017, we managed to also get the Awen symbol and the Mjolnir on markers as well. This took a lot of work and a lot of effort on all of our parts to do this, and here we are facing it again. But we're facing it at a much larger scale, everybody, much larger. Because now they're eroding the entire First Amendment of the Constitution. And this is where we need to step forward. Go ahead.
They're also getting around Congress. We have three branches of government: the executive, the congressional, and the judicial. And the executive branch is kind of worming its way around and bypassing Congress, not getting congressional approval for any of this stuff. So we might want to segue to what we can do about this.
Well, first of all, what we need to do about this, and this is why we started this campaign to begin with, is get letters to our congressmen and to the right people to make them aware. First, we have to make the nation aware. There is way too many rabbit holes out there right now. Everything from AI issues to the Iran war, which is another rabbit hole was formed, to now Venezuela, another rabbit hole.
Uh-oh, I think we might have lost Ed again, darn it.
We might have.
Yeah, let's see if he comes back. So what Ed was saying was Congress has a lot of their plates right now, and they might not be very aware of what's going on. So what we as individuals can do is look at some of these things that are going across the back of the bottom of the screen, especially the Facebook page. And there will be posted on their letters, sample letters, written by various people that can be sent to our congressional representatives and our governors about the situation, and tell them that we really want this situation changed, that we want Secretary Hegseth's mandate that he did by going around Congress to be reversed and to restore the various religious affiliation codes that are in for religion for the military, but also to keep an eye out for other First Amendment rights violations. There's several out there. Currently before the Supreme Court, there is a case where a Jewish congregation is fighting for the right to meet in their own homes. Lots of pagans and Wiccans also have services and temples and meetings within their own homes for religious purposes. My husband and I fought against this in the early 2000s. Our township tried to make it illegal to have gatherings on private land within our township, which is also against the Constitution. Besides for religious, it's also for the right to meet for for gatherings, public gatherings. Um, so this is another First Amendment right. So we're keeping a close eye on this case. Ed has also instigated some fundraising activities, a GoFundMe, which that'll also be on the Facebook page. And this money will be used to hire attorneys to fight against these sorts of unconstitutional mandates. So it'll also be used as a fundraiser. So possibly, we're not sure yet, but possibly individuals can hire attorneys when their civil rights are violated, pagan religions especially. So there's fundraising activities, there's grassroots letter writing activities, there's a petition that Ed has been working on, so signing the petition and sending it to the appropriate authorities. There's several things that are being done by our group, and here comes Ed again. Yay!
I'm on my
can I
phone this
also
time, guys.
suggest-
Go ahead.
Can I also suggest calling your senator?
Yes.
Fill their voicemail. Let them know that you don't need your First Amendment rights violated.
And talk to their staff.
Yes.
Tell your friends to do the same.
Okay, the people you want to reach out to in your individual states is your state senator and your state congressman, and look particularly in your district for the ones that are Veterans Affairs or Military Affairs or Congressional Oversight. They're the ones you want to get a hold of, because they're the ones that can actually put the congressman and the executive branch in check. The other ones that you want to look into are going to be contact your state senators who are upcoming. Make sure they're aware. Find out who's running in your elections. If someone is running against one of your current party members, inform them of what's going on, because they don't know either. Once they find out, no matter what they do or try to pass through, they're going to be caught off guard when it comes down to it, because they'll immediately open Senate investigation hearings and
congressional investigation hearings. And you can also write to your governor. Are you still there, Ed?
Yeah, write to your governor too. Let your governor know, because state laws do supersede federal law in many cases. Because the order of agreement in states and federals, if a state law is more strict or severe than a federal law, the state law takes precedence. If a local law is more strict or severe than a state law, that local law takes precedence. It's a way of maintaining a check and balance on things under that regard. But the First Amendment is key to everything in every state, in every country, and the United States. The right to they're recently going against, like you just mentioned, I heard you mention, AC, they're going against people who are now worshiping in their homes. They're sending DHS people to people's homes.
Right.
And police to people's homes to stop in-home worship, saying it violates city ordinances because of fire codes and stuff like that to have more than a certain number of people in a house. Or traffic ordinance. They'll quote all sorts of different ways to get around this. They'll try.
For us, we were meeting outdoors, and they tried to have it under camping regulations. So they'll try all kinds of little sneaky ways to get around your First Amendment rights to peacefully assemble and to worship. And this doesn't only affect we pagans and us, witches and Wiccans. This affects a lot of
Jewish,
people,
Christians, everybody. If you have
religion, there's a lot of Sikhs in the military as well. There's African American churches that meet in the home. Amish people often meet in the home. So this has the potential to affect lots and lots of people's First Amendment rights.
All over the place. Your First Amendment rights are not. See, we're not. I'm not only representing the pagan community with the PRC. The PRC itself, with all of us, we have decided we fight for religious rights. Period. Because all paths are the right path. If you have accurate faith in your beliefs, we don't care what what your beliefs are. If you have absolute faith and conviction in your beliefs, then you're welcome to your beliefs and to practice them freely, because that's what our country was founded on. To remove that basic fundamental right in exchange for tyranny and dictatorship is what we originally fought for. And we're facing it again.
Yep.
So it's now time to stand up to the plate, everybody. We do have a petition out already on change.org. I'll have to find the exact link to that. Should be to the petition. We'll put that in. I can't do it on my phone right now. So if someone has it, can get it off the DOD page later.
Yeah, we'll put that on the Facebook. We'll put
Yeah,
on
that's already on the Facebook page.
The link
It's
to
on the Facebook. It's on the Facebook page, and it's also the link to the GoFundMe. The reason we decided to start a GoFundMe is because we're going to need to pay for documents, paperwork, and everything else to get an actual suit going for this. I do have.
And may I add that we started a Facebook page the other day. It's called Liberty Awakening. I did put the link into the comments. We do encourage everybody to go over there if you like to join the group. Everything that we are talking about, all the links and everything will be in there. If there's something that you need to know that you did not quite understand or want an extra link on something, please let us know. We'd be happy to give it to you.
Yes, we're more than willing to give out any information needed for this campaign and to get everybody behind it. Right, we have letters already compiled by Eric Peasel, I believe his last name is.
There is also a list on the Discord, and I'll put it on the Facebook as well, of how to find your congressional representative, how to find your state representatives, how to find your senators, and who is on the Congressional Oversight Committee for the military Congressional Oversight Committees. There's two of them from Michigan. I'm from Michigan, so I work with them.
I have a current list of all 37-page list, which I will get over to everybody. It's an access database. I will put it on the page tonight. That has a list of all the senators and congressmen for all 50 states.
Now you also mentioned, Ed, the people that are campaigning currently to be the senators and congresspeople. Find out who these people are. Look at the debates. And this is something that you can bring up to them and, to make them aware that the First Amendment rights are coming under fire. And that might be part of their debate against the incumbents.
And that will be one way that they will even be made aware. Like, I agree with you. Like I said, let the other people know who are running, because they'll put it on their platforms, they'll put it on their campaigns, right, while they're running against each other, and everybody will be made aware to the point where there'll be nobody in the dark. Because like I said, right now there's too many in the dark. AC and I have reached out to several congressmen already, and so as I know Chrissy has as well, reached to several people that we talked to, and every one of them said they had no idea.
Right. I've also, if you're a veteran, you can make your service organizations aware. The the VFW, the American Legion, the Disabled American Veterans, on a local level,
CVA.
on the national. Yes, correct. And also your local covens, groups, national groups. If you go to a festival, write to the people that are in charge of these events and make them aware too. There's other pagan leaders who are doing something about this as well, but there's many that just aren't aware of it. Like we went to our local VA in the Ann Arbor area, which is huge, and the people there knew nothing about this. They didn't know that the religious codes had been changed. So
we're gonna put
let people know.
yeah, we're gonna put together a poster, a flyer poster to be dished out. I'll have that together soon. That'll have for take it to festivals. Print it out. Print out 50 copies. We'll go to the festival coordinator and say, "Do you mind if I put these on various tables?" Or walk up to the table and say, "Hey, can I put this on your various table?" It'll have a link to the also to the petition on it. Then we get the petition out there.
That is a wonderful idea. Pagan Pride Days are coming up in August, September, and October.
Yeah, we have one in August.
To let people know about this. There's one or two in every region at least, and some states have 4 or 5 of them. And they usually try to schedule them on different weekends so that everybody can attend at least one. And that would be a great way to get the word out to all the individuals who attend these pagan events and the media. The media comes to these Pagan Pride Day events too.
That's true. And you're getting a hold of media personnel is going to be very important for this. I've reached out to several media campaigns, and unfortunately, I'm having trouble with the media right now because I reached out to Anderson Cooper and CNN. Well, they want an NDA and they want $650 for the NDA to file it.
Right, which is another reason that they're doing the GoFundMe. Another thing is to do just local media. Write letters to the editors. Send a press release to local televisions and radio outlets.
And by all means, I know many of you get the reels coming to your Facebook pages, and there are many podcasters out there that are covering current events. A lot of them. Reach out to them as well. Go to their page, hit the like or follow just so you can find out what their phone numbers are or their email address or their messengers, and hit them up in Messenger. Let them know what's going on. Tell them, hey, look, this is the First Amendment. This goes beyond all these other rabbit holes you guys are digging in. This goes to the very foundational core of what our country is about. We need to get this out on the media, and tell them that. Try to set up appointments with them to do podcasts like we're doing here. Mm-hmm. The most they can tell you is no, or they're not interested, and the least they can tell you is holy shit, and let's do something about this. Right?
Yeah.
And that's the way we're going to have to get this campaign out, folks. We're going to have to really start pushing to all media outlets, because the big news outlets aren't touching a lot of things. And by the way, forget Fox. Fox News is totally conservative and totally Trump.
But there's a lot what you can do on the grassroots level. Just making your local organizations know about it, making your local covens and troughs and so forth know about it. If you belong to an organization like that, let the national leaders know about it, especially if it's a nationwide organization.
And if you wish to join our organization and help us out, we do have a charter that's available on our Facebook page. Right? It's under PRC Charter. We are always looking for more people to come join the efforts and create ad hoc committees and stuff like that. We'll be happy to have you come in and see what you can do to help. I mean, we're here for it. The more outreach we can get, the better. And we're also working on other parts of this, other things in the campaign that's very important to know. I am in contact with an attorney right now who I'm working with, trying to get established a case file to actually file against Hegseth individually, and also get our 2 congressmen that have written a referendum right now. It's still not even a full resolution yet, but they wrote a referendum against the RLC and the Department of Religion to have it removed. That's Congressman Raskin and Congressman Huffman. Raskin's in California and Huffman's in Maryland, I believe, isn't he?
I really don't know
I
for
believe,
sure.
yeah.
That'd be a Marty question, aren't you?
Yeah, actually, I believe, yeah.
So those are 2 you want to focus on, because we're going to try to see if we can't get our part of this, which is restoring the First Amendment aspect in both the military and civilian world, on that bill.
My suspicion, in my suspicious little heart, is that they're trying to see what they can get away with the military, and they're going to move that out into greater society.
Yep.
So if it flies in the military, then they're going to see, oh, we got away with this, and try to pass more illegal.
We could here, we could get away with it there.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, they've already pushed that part. They start off with the military, and they did push that part already. The Religious Liberties Commission and the Department of Religion, which are 2 very unconstitutional and illegal things, were formed exactly for that purpose, is to take away the rights of individuals practicing free religion other than the state religion, which they will mandate.
So let's go ahead and let's have Marty talk, and then Tobias, and then Chris would like to say something before we go back to you, Ed. Okay?
Okay.
Marty, you got anything you want to say extra?
I mean, not really. Maryland's kind of one of the first states that had Religious Freedoms Act put in place before the Constitution itself. So here in Maryland, I don't see it flying very well. I don't see DHS being able to enforce that here. But I also don't see a reason for to not fight this. There is too much going on, and I'm seeing a lot of division in the community over petty things. A bunch of he said, she said, and a lot of no documentation, no proof, no evidence, just don't like this person. And I feel like we put your bullshit on pause, please. Please, for this cause. We've got bigger fish to fry, people.
Absolutely.
Way bigger fish to fry.
Yes. Yeah, I agree, Marty, 100%. We do. We don't need this into our life to fight, but we will fight because that's what we do. Tobias, do you have anything to add?
I've just got a smaller statement because, I'm here to educate myself and to help these fine folks around us who are working so hard bridge things like they're talking about, so we can get people start to unite and come out of the shadows. And as somebody who's very new to all this, like Marty just said it best. Is that Marty above right next to me there with the hat on? I want to get the right person. And that's what the Facebook group is all about, is we're trying to get people in society in general who are affected, who may be bothered by this. My job is to help people find these folks here, so you guys will know what to do and where to go and how to do it. And I'm seeing people that I don't know if there's a stigma of, you'll get people on one side that say, well, what's the point? Blah, blah, blah. Insert the rest. And so on my end, that's what I'm dealing with. But I'm here also to, like Chrissy, to support these people. And that's one of the biggest things I'm finding out, because I've shared this far and wide, is there's a lot of silence, which tells me either it's fear or something else. And so what I can tell people, as what AC and Ed have told you is true, that Liberty Awakening is there for everybody to get educated on what is actually going on, not what they heard. And that's what I love most about this. And that's what I'm here to support. And I liked Ed's statement so much that I printed it out. This matters because in our everyday life, like Chrissy was saying, we've all met hundreds, if not thousands, of people whose beliefs may not always align, but our mission has always been to build bridges and remind people that nobody should ever feel like a second-class citizen in any way, and religious freedom matters. Slowly stripping away these First Amendments are going to do exactly what they've told us about here today. And so I'll keep it brief. So if we want the liberties that we're still clinging on, and we want liberty tomorrow, we have to speak up for it today. And that's what I'm here for. So I'll hand it back over to Ed.
Well, before we do that, Chris would like to say something as well.
Sorry.
Then we can hand it over to Ed.
Okay, I'm going to try to say this without getting emotional. Liberty, fundamental, God-given right, Goddess right to each of us to walk upon this plane of this earth free. We live in a nation where we should be free. And when individuals start to strip it away, what do we have? Little by little, they will take our freedoms away from us, whether it's religious or being able to freely assemble, to pray in our own houses, to our goddess, to our God. Should we let people or anyone dictate to us? I have walked really for 35 years doing what the goddess has sent me to do. And to have somebody say, hey, guess what? Chris, you served 12 years. We don't care about what emblem or symbol that is upon your gravestone. That would be nice. But to me, it is important because there is that soldier who gave his life having these beliefs. And he's not going to have that right because somebody told him no. Not because it's wrong. It's because you're not one of them. The United States of America is not about being part of a big, inclusive group or church. It's about the freedom and right of praying, doing your bit to the higher transformation of your individual spirit. Jesus did not teach in buildings. He was a pagan. I truly believe that. He was not in a building. And that's what it's going to come down to, is where we have to go to a church to give praise to a God that we may or may not even believe in. And vice versa. The Christians would not accept us going, but you guys are missing the whole point of transformation of your spirit. They're going to buck against it. What right do we have to include them into demoralizing their God? We have none. The First Amendment is so important for all of us. The Constitution. Live by it. We don't need to pass new laws because the laws are already there. All of us is free. We have liberty. And we shall not rule upon one another. That's all I got to say. Let's be.
Ed, back to you.
Everyone's statements are valid, and I totally agree with every last one of them. One of the things that I have to say, and most importantly, is we are governed by ourselves. We are the government. We are the people. It's supposed to be governed by the people, for the people, and of the people. These representatives that we have in Congress and Senate and in the Department of Justice are not there to dictate to us. Even in the executive branch, they're not there to dictate to us. They're there to serve us. And when they forget that fact and they decide they're going to take control of everything and take away our rights, it is then our right under the Constitution itself and under the Declaration of Independence to remove them or replace them with a new government, one that is by the people, for the people, and of the people.
Sing it, brother.
That's what the Constitution and Declaration have guaranteed us throughout the 250 years we've been in a country. And it's something that I will stand, and Chris will stand, and David stood for when we took that oath. And even Chrissy and the AC, who are wiser veterans, also know that we took an oath. We actually all took 3 oaths. Those of us who are vets took oath to our brothers and sisters that we would defend them at all costs, including our own lives. That we would give our life to our brothers and sisters if in and out of combat. We also took an oath to the Constitution of the United States of America, and that oath was to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Right now, we're facing a domestic enemy. And all of us have taken oath to our individual higher powers, gods and goddesses, to serve our community and serve our God and goddess as their servants. They're not there to serve us, we're there to serve them. And all 3 of those oaths, when we took them seriously, and we still carry them today. So it's about time, like Marty said, let's put aside our differences. We can go back to infighting after the big shit's done. We've always been autonomous. We'll always stay autonomous. It doesn't matter. What matters is we have a more important thing we're facing right now, and that's our very liberties, our very life, and our very freedoms are being stripped from us bit by bit by bit until there ain't going to be any.
Yep.
This is what we have to concern ourselves with. Not with who likes who and whose God is better and whose goddess and vice versa. I don't give a rat's ass, and neither does half of us. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna be blunt. You know, there is no one way to any form of creation. Any religion is correct, as long as I don't care if you believe in worshiping a stone. If you fully believe in that stone as a higher power, you've got a higher power. That's all that matters. And you have the right to worship that higher power any way you choose. That's what our country's founded on. Remove that right, and what do you have?
Dictatorship.
Totalitarian, totalitarian government.
The Boston Tea Party.
Slavery.
Communism.
This is a new revolution, folks. That's what we're facing, a new revolution. And I am glad and proud to have everybody in this room and those in our group working so hard with me on trying to get this resolved in the most efficient manner possible. And I thank every one of you for that.
And we thank you too, Ed, for getting the ball started and everything. AC, thank you so much for all the hard work you have done. Marty, Tobias. We are in this together, and
Mhm.
together we are united. It's a community, and unity is in community, and that's what we have to remember. We have to unite.
Chrissy, I also want to say thank you to you for allowing us to use your platform, your podcast within the Cauldron, to get the message out to the greatest number of people. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate
Absolutely.
everyone that's done documentation and set up things and set up media and social media so we can get the word out.
We still have a long ways to go, everybody. To the audience, to all the friends here on stage, it is a long ways to go. We can get there. Just believe, have faith, and just keep your heads up because we have to get this done. The letters that we are going to be giving you, the petitions, the change, go over to the Facebook Liberty Awakening. Everything will be over there as well as the Discord. It's down below going across. It's also in the comments. So please take the time out to just hit up every one of them. We're here to help.
And don't be afraid to copy this and share it with your friends, your coven members who may not be aware of this, your groups that you're associated with. Share it with everybody.
Don't be afraid to reach out to the people around us as well, like the people on the podcast specifically right now. Don't be afraid to message us for information.
Yeah, just
Exactly. Reach out to any one of us. We'll be happy to help. We'll do what we can. If we don't get to you right away, don't despair. It's not we're ignoring you, but we're trying to. We have so much going on that we might not catch up right away. Reach out. Take the Facebook page, Liberty Awakening Facebook group. Join the group. It's an open group for the general public. Paste that group to your TikToks, to your Instagrams, to your social media. Let people know we're out there for you, for this First Amendment, for the Constitution, and for fighting this good fight.
Also, let your friends and relatives who are allies, they might not be pagan, but they might be sympathetic, make them aware of this too, because it could in the long term affect them.
Yeah.
This is not a pagan problem. This is not a Christian problem. This is not a Jewish problem. This is not a Muslim problem. It's not a Buddhist problem or a Hindu problem. This is a human problem. It is a citizens of the United States problem.
Yep.
Nicely put.
Yeah.
And that's what we got to remember.
And I did put the link in for the Liberty Awakening Facebook page. This is going to be also the link for the Discord page here that I'm going to put in next. So please jump over there and take a look around, join, tell us hi so we know that you joined. There we go. And that is the Discord link.
I was wondering if Ed would like to leave us with a closing prayer.
Yeah, actually, that would be. I will lead us all with a closing prayer.
Is there anything else anybody wanted to say before we do so?
I do not.
Okay. I want to thank the Lord and Lady for allowing us to meet here this evening, for joining us in this cause, and giving us the strength and wisdom to carry out their message to others. I want to thank our founding fathers in creating it, and our ancestors for giving us this fine nation that we all deserve to have, and we've all worked so hard to maintain. Despite the odds facing us now, we ask their blessing as well, and keeping their remembrances alive, and knowing what they taught us, that we can grow from this and learn from this. So thank you, Lord and Lady. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you, founding fathers, for giving us the wisdom to go through this as we come through. So mote it be.
Mote it be.
Valid.
And I just want to play just a few seconds of the Liberty Bell sound. I want everybody to remember the sound, because remembering this Liberty Bell is what our veterans have fought for. It's a beautiful sound. So please don't forget about hearing it. And let's do something about this. So for now, we would say blessings to everybody, and we may be back for another update. Please keep a lookout, and please jump over to all the links below. Blessings, everyone.
Bless
Bless you, everybody.
Mm.